In this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to create an entire email sequence using Jasper AI, which is a AI software specifically designed for marketing and copywriting. Now, if you haven't checked out Jasper before, we have an entire video that goes more in depth on how it works and comparing it to something like ChatGPT. Make sure you check out that link down below if you're curious about it. Otherwise, in this video, we're going to get more into the technical components and dive straight into how to use it. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you've never created an email sequence before, then it can probably feel pretty daunting on how to even get started, what needs to go into it, and what's the order of the emails that you need to create. We're going to dive into how you're going to use something like Jasper AI to make this process so much easier. And we're going to create a real one in real time. So we are on the back end of Jasper AI. And what we're going to do here is we can use two different things. We can raw dog it and basically just ask Jasper here to create something. Or if you're like, I don't even know where to start, help. There are these lovely little apps that you can use. So they're pre-built prompts, if you will, or setups for Jasper that will help you guide Jasper on what to create. So I'm going to start over here for demonstration purposes, and then I'll show you the difference if we were to raw dog it. I personally would not recommend it for folks who have never done this before because it's going to require a little bit more prompting. So if you are new to marketing, use the apps. If you are somebody who's more experienced, feel free to just have a conversation with chat. It works great. Jasper. All right, so we are in the app section and we are going to look for the email campaign section. So there's quite a few different ones on here. Now, there are some that are specifically geared towards business and you have to upgrade to the business plan for that. Unfortunately, the business plan is pretty darn expensive. So they don't really offer like a in-between for folks who aren't like enterprise level versus just, typical businesses. So we're going to use this one here, which is available for us inside of this version of Jasper. And what it's going to do when you click on it is going to show you more about what it is, how it works, and what goes into it. So you can use this one. It also have some other options down here that you could potentially use, but we're going to ignore those for now. We're going to go over to use app. And then when we click on use app, it's going to give us prompts that we need to fill in. So for this one, I'm going to call it the, we'll call this the gut health nurture campaign after someone is into the gut health checklist that okay, so you're going to give it a title, you're going to give it a little bit of a goal here, that way Jasper knows what it's working with, and then you can choose the predefined brand voice. Again, this is something you can set up beforehand, who the actual audience is that you're working with. Maybe in this one, I want to work with small business owners. Obviously, we're going to create something less tied directly to our business, but you can see how it works. And then you can upload context. So this is where you can give it things like any kind of articles, videos, audios that it can pull from to better understand what it is that you're creating and doing. Now, for fun, we're going to go ahead and create this for one of our students here and just have some fun with it. And I'm going to go ahead and add some URLs. So I'm going to go and pull from their site. I'm going to say, okay, cool. Let's use that URL here. And then I'm also going to pull the sales page for it because I want that to be brought in. Now it does take a little bit because it has to crawl the entire page and all of the content on there to really gather what it is and what it's about. So I'm going to add one more URL in here. And again, you can just put on and paste like actual content, or you can upload PDFs and things of the sort. For today's purposes, we're going to keep it straightforward and just use URLs to make it easy. Now I'm going to wait for this to go ahead and finish uploading, and then once it's done. All right, so we've got the URLs connected here, and now we have what we need in this first section. So we're going to go down to the next piece. I'm going to click next, and it's going to open up the second component here with what the goal of the email sequence is. Now, you have to understand when you're doing these things, how it's fitting into your bigger marketing strategy, because again, we can't just be doing random things. It's gonna work. You need to know what role this plays. So ideally, you have considered how your email sequence is fitting into the rest of your marketing strategy. So I'm going to use it to promote the gut healing program. Okay, so you can ignore my lovely little typos here, but you can give it a prompt. You're basically telling it what you want it to do. And obviously the more detailed that you can be with the prompts that you're giving, the better. And you can use something like regenerate response if you want to see how it would take that and basically frame it. And as you can see, it's going to give you a nice little beautiful outline. I kind of am digging this outline, so we're going to roll with that. I'm going to hit next. And then again, you can add additional pieces, any other resources that you want for it. I think we have enough that we need here, so I'm not too worried about that part. It's going to ask me for any more context. Not going to stress about it. So we're going to hit generate now. And so what Jasper is going to do is it's basically taking all of that context and it's going to draft 1 page per email, which is one of the new features, the new ways that it's changed its UI. Before it would just do this in like a long chat. Now it does it on a canvas mode, which is kind of nice. It's a little bit of an adjustment to get used to as far as how you orient to the platform. But essentially, here we go. Email 1, it is creating. And then I can come over here and move around. It looks like it's actually going to build these out in 1 full page for me, which that's fine. We'll make it work. So let's see. We've got email 1. And then we can start to read through these, see what Jasper has to say for us, and decide, do we love it? Do we hate it? Do we want to change it? What do we want to tweak? Now, what's nice about the canvas version is when I'm moving around like this, I have to use this little hand here, but then when I want to select it, I need to turn off this dragging feature so I can actually click on the element here. And then what I'm going to do is I want to open up the chat window. So right here is where I can open up the actual chat. Now I can talk with Jasper on the project that I'm working on here. So I'm going to actually have Jasper review this and say, Jasper, basically, I want Jasper to help me continue to tweak, review, revise, and figure out what needs to be improved inside of it. And what I like about how Jasper does this is it does a great job of giving me the strengths first. Thanks, Jaspy. And then it'll go into areas for improvement. Love the way he frames that. So it's going to guide you on exactly what updates you need to make and how you can make said updates. And then one of the things that I personally like to do with this is I will break down the refinements per email. So I'll say, okay, great. Let's work all that feedback into creating a new draft of email 1 on new. Okay, so I'm going to prompt it to basically take all of that, redo email 1, but on another page so that it's not messing with the current page. And then what's going to do is say, okay, great, I'm going to start a new little page for me, hopefully. And then we'll be able to track the new one that should show up right here. Boom, there we go. Okay. So now I can start to look at how Jaspy is creating the new piece of content, go through it, review it, tweak it, etc., etc. So I'm not going to go through this entire email sequence because it'll probably take me about an hour to go through and tweak and refine. But the big things I want to highlight here are your ability to use these types of apps to help you create email sequences and email campaigns, and also to make sure that you are going back and reviewing these and editing them, because this isn't going to be the finished product. This is just the outline, so you're not starting from a blank page. It is a lot easier to edit and refine something than it is oftentimes to create something from blank. So the way that Jaspy works with these apps, I think, is really brilliant because it gives you that guidance and those guidelines versus having to start from scratch. So once you have this, you've gone in, you've edited, you can edit directly on the canvas. So if I were to move this, take off my little dragging guy and then click directly on this, I can come in and I can actually edit directly on the page, which is great. And then you do have the option, if you want to copy the whole page or if you want to basically duplicate it, delete it, remove it, or put it on a Google Doc, whatever you do from here, you can. And it makes it really easy so you don't have to worry about all the other iterations. So Hopefully you found this helpful and are getting started on your own very first email campaign or email sequence. As always with AI, please be sure to review it, to refine it, to edit it. You never want to just publish the first thing that it gives you, because oftentimes it's gonna need a little bit of love in there, but this is generally speaking a lot closer than something that I would get with just using ChatGPT. All right, y'all, if you did find this video helpful, there is an affiliate link down below. If you want to check out Jasper, please feel free to try it. If you use that link, we do get a commission, a credit, so thank you so much. Otherwise, if you don't want to use our affiliate link, you can just go to jasper.ai and try it out yourself. Otherwise, if you did enjoy this, as always, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below with any questions, any other future tutorials or trainings that you would like to see. And if you haven't already, make sure that you hit subscribe over there. If you're a business owner or somebody who is looking at scaling or growing their online business, whether you're a health consultant, a course creator, an educator, a therapist, a photographer, anyone in the service-based space, and you want to see how to actually build a really well thought out, cohesive business that's not just posting on Instagram or creating a bunch of random content, make sure you download our free guide, the Built to Scale Escape the Algorithm guide. It's again linked in the description down below. This will walk you through the 7 different steps that we believe you need to take as a business owner to go from being stuck on that lovely little organic content hamster wheel and actually creating something that is built to scale. So if you're curious about that, make sure again, click the link down in the description below so you can download the free guide. There is a free training that comes along with that. And if you want to learn more, feel free to check out the membership at sassandseo.com/membership. Otherwise, thank you all so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future videos. Bye!